Trading activities on the Nigerian bourse is expected to witness a sweeping turn as a new trading platform XGen goes live today. Well, Nigeria, of course, is the first country in West Africa to adopt this highly sophisticated trading system. For more on market expectations for the new trading platform ahead of the opening bell, I'm now being joined from our Lagos studios by Mukhtar Mohammed, analyst at Asar Investment. Good morning, Mukhtar. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, morning, Esther.
Well, coming from a positive close last week, Friday, and of course, a lot is going to happen at the markets this week. Of course, on the front burner is XGen, which is expected to be launched today. And then we had that sad news over the weekend. So we might be looking at some mixed reaction, but then I'll let you be the judge of that. What, in terms of expectations for the XGen, in terms of how it's going to change trading at the exchange today?
Yeah, it's going to be, it's a welcome development. The Nigerian Stock Exchange is beginning to become like a global player, and is using the same platform that is being used in the New York Stock Exchange, and happen to be the second stockbroking firm in the stock exchange in Africa that is using such a platform. So it's a great development, and it's going to impact positively in the market because we are going to be getting real-time data from the market as from today. We begin to see trading, not previously sometime the share price of today will only reflect later during the day, but we're going to begin to see real-time trading, real-time in terms of volume, real-time movement, and all over the world it could be able to be viewed real-time. So it's a good development, it's a welcome development that shows that the exchange itself is working towards becoming a global player like they've always said they want to be.
Now, we know that the authorities of the NSC have trained the brokers to be able to use this new system trading platform now. Are all the brokers completely trained now, and are they all using this platform going forward from today?
Yes, definitely. All the brokers have been trained. There was a lot of training that went on 2 weeks ago, and last week too, the brokers were still trained, and they did some other trading. Some brokers have started doing trading on the platform during the week before proceeding the formal launching today. So most brokerage firms are really prepared for it.
Okay, let's talk about what trading could look like today. Like I mentioned earlier, we're coming from a positive close last week, Friday. We're not sure what sectors would be on investors' radar. Perhaps you could shed more light on that for us. Perhaps the banks, consumer goods?
Definitely, the bank still becomes the toast for investors at the moment. The bank is a bargain price they have in there in the banking sector. We expect the market to begin a gradual upside movement towards the end of today and preceding the following month of October, which is going to be the last quarter of the year. And don't forget that we begin to expect third quarter results from most of the financial institutions and some of the real sector big players. So all this will positively impact on the market this week. We expect the market to do very well this week. We expect the market to do very well this week, but you know that tomorrow is public holiday, so it will only have today. So we enter the new month in October 2nd, and that will be the last quarter of the year. And we expect there will be a positive response from investors, mostly when the result begins to point, and if these results are positive, like every investors hope they should be.
Well, Mukhtar, I know you're positive about the market and you're forecasting a positive outturn for this week. But remember that usually in the run-up to financial statements, we usually see investors trading cautiously, particularly in the banks and consumer goods and even industrial stocks, particularly for the big caps. So you're saying the trend will be different this time?
Yes, there will be a little bit of cautious trading, as you have rightly pointed out. But then again, you have to look at in terms of investors that are already seeing it as a bargain hunting already in that area. I'm looking at the price of some of this equity that are already low. And again, some of the investors will also be looking at if one or two results comes out positive. And you know, some of these results have to come out from the big player. We could only have a little bit of challenge in the banking sector, which you are aware of because of the CBN monetary rate of 50% being 50% public fund now with CBN, and also the increment in the assets management from 0.3 to 0.5. All this will have a little bit impact on the bank, but you always know Nigerian banks to be very aggressive, to be very innovative. So people expect that this third quarter result should be better than what we had last year in the third quarter. And you mustn't forget that last year, the bank were not even selling at this price, and the results were very good so compared to this price now. So we expect that there will be a positive reaction from investors.
Okay, let's talk about a statement we had from the Vice President last week, Friday, Sambo. He did say that this week today, especially we could see the handover of power assets to investors who paid the balance 75% a few weeks ago. Now, would there be any market reaction, especially for a stock like Transcorp? Remember, Transcorp now owns the Ugeli, one of the plants, and of course, we did see a positive reaction at that time.
Esther, you've hit the nail on the head. Everybody expects there will be a positive reaction for the only power company that we have listed on the exchange at the moment is Transcorp. We expect there will be a very positive reaction. Mostly if the handing over is done today as promised by the Vice President, we have no cause to doubt it because we have not had any counter reaction from the employer, from the union of the National Electric Power Authority. So we still expect that this will affect very positively in Transcorp share, knowing that Transcorp is the only power company that is listed in the exchange at the moment. So we should expect a positive response from that. And generally, if all this happens, there will be a positive response in all other sectors of the market.
Now, while things are expected to go well, I still remember the words of the leader of the union, of the PHC and the Power Holding Company of Nigeria. They actually vowed to ensure that this doesn't happen. They claim that only 50% of the exit package has been paid by the Minister of Power, and that they are going to ensure that this the handover of this power assets to investors doesn't see the light of day. Like you said, we haven't heard any statements from the union, but are you worried somewhere that that out of the blues, we might see this union coming up and preventing this process from going forward?
Well, we know Nigerian union leaders always react immediately after such statement has come out, and we've not had any reaction from them since on Friday up to this moment. So we expect that that means the Vice President must have really told us, well, because don't forget that the Bank President said at that Friday, the final set will be paid. It must have hit in their account. So maybe the union too is waiting to see whether definitely the remaining 50% will actually be paid all on Friday. But if we have done 50%, I don't see why the government will not pay the remaining 50%. So those are things that we have to put into consideration. But at the moment, I don't see anything that is stopping that from happening.
Okay, fingers crossed. Hopefully all of that will go well. Now, finally, let's talk about your top 5 picks for today and perhaps for the rest of the week. What stocks do you like?
Definitely number 1 should be Transcorp. If the handing over gets through, you should not forget UECN too, because of the acquisition by Tiger Group. We've seen a little bit of movement in that equity too. Also, we look at UBA because of the price is very low and it's still one of the top 5 banks in Nigeria. Guaranteed Trust Bank always an excitement for investors to look at, and NASCOM, National Salt, of one of the Dangote Group. It has started itching up through last week in terms of volume. This anticipation of a good third quarter result that every investor expects to come from this sector. Those are my top 5 for the week.